Hey everybody, I'm Mary, and this is my simple cottage life. Well, I've just come from court. And that's over with, and I'm going home. What I did in court was have my husband's will probated. He passed away almost 3 years ago. You know, I wish they had some kind of manual for widows and widowers, what they're supposed to do when they lose their spouse, if they've been married to for any length of time, like I was, married to my husband 42 years. In fact, yesterday would have been our 45th wedding anniversary. But there is no manual telling us what to do. We don't know how to grieve. We don't know how to take care of business. There's nobody around to say you're supposed to do this, this, and this, and you have X amount of time to do it in. Well, I never had my husband's will probated in all this time. I guess I never even thought it was important to do. One day I was sitting around, I'm thinking about that, and I Googled that. Now in Texas, and it probably is the same where you are. It's probably the same nationwide. I don't know. But in Texas, you have 3 years after someone passes away to see that their will goes through probate. I didn't know that. It's the legal process in which their will and what they want written in that will legally passes to the person they want to be their heir. And then it has to be filed with the court. So I'm thinking, wow, I need to do something about this, because if you don't have it probated and the 3-year time period passes, then the law considers that you died intestate, meaning without a will. Even though you've got one, if you don't have it legal, go through that legal process, the law says that is null and void, and you died without a will, and they decide where your property goes. after you die. They decide who gets this and who gets that. Well, I got myself up and I called a lawyer and I made an appointment. And I think it was a 2-week. I had to wait about 2 weeks before I could go see the lawyer. But so we started on the process of getting it filed. And what they do first is they post a notice on the at the courthouse. Everyone who has a will and it's going through probate, they have that posted, public knowledge. And in some cases, they have to also post it in the local newspaper. I don't know whether they did my husband's will or not, whether it was actually in the newspaper or not. I have seen that kind of thing in the newspaper before, but I just don't know if it was done. So then we do the waiting process, because you have to wait a certain amount of time. And in this case, we were waiting on information from the notary who notarized my husband's will in front of witnesses. So my lawyer contacted him and he said yes, he remembers it, but he would have to look up the papers to tell you exactly the names of the witnesses, because you couldn't read the names of the witnesses. Well, come to find out today in court, both of those witnesses had passed away. So I had only the notary to come and testify that he indeed was present and knew my husband personally as well as professionally, and that my husband did indeed sign that will in his presence and in the presence of the two witnesses. And they asked him several questions. The judge asked him questions, the lawyer asked him questions, and he said, yes, I have no doubt that this is his will. And so the judge said, well, okay, in that case, he's going to do exactly what my husband wanted done in his will. But the purpose of this video is to tell you, make sure you check all the necessary requirements if you haven't done that kind of thing. Because remember, you only have 3 years. Get that process started at least before the 3-year time period runs out, which is thankfully what I did. And so now I just have to wait for my lawyer to draw up some papers, and I have to take it to the appraisal district and to the tax place, and all that other stuff that you have to have these documents go there to get my property in my name only. And that is bittersweet to me. It is just one more thing that's removed my husband. Just one more darn thing. And I'm having a hard time. When I was standing there in the court and they were asking me some questions, I know I had tears in my eyes. I just did. figure out soon enough that I needed to get this done. But like I said, it's a bittersweet day. And so that's where I've been today. I know I was a nervous wreck. I changed clothes about 4 or 5 times before I even went this morning. And then I went way too early. But we were the first people called, me and the notary, the first case that the judge had to see. So we got that over pretty quick. And I just wait for the paperwork now for my lawyer, and I can go and have everything put in my name. For God's sake, if you don't have a will, go have one done by a lawyer. Go have him draw it up and do all the legal stuff you've got to do. And don't put it off. So very important. Just don't put it off. I'm almost home. Thank y'all for coming along with me. It was nice to get back in the car and have some smiling faces saying, "Well done, Mary. We got it done." Appreciate your support. Y'all have a great day. I hope God is good to you.